And what is the rental income like from these
I'd
properties?
say is close to around 1.5 L per month.
From both India and Dubai.
Only from
Saved money, simultaneously invested in the stock market of Dubai. So that 4 crores is today.
yeah, with the real estate and all that, everything works out to around 12. So then I said, no, you need to get my green card also. So he said, yeah, we'll do that. Not an issue. So he dumps an entire nightclub and a restaurant on me.
Okay. But now you want to be in India only.
Now I absolutely want to be in
Why
India.
is that?
Because I see India.
Before we get to the backstory of your life, I wanted to understand what is your financial situation like? Like, do you sort of still feel like you need to work for money, or have you reached a sort of financial independence state in your life?
The 10,000 foot view is I have reached financial independence.
And how do you define financial independence?
Never having to work again.
Okay. And you're in Mumbai city, so and
In
that's,
Mumbai city.
yeah. How much have you saved? Like, if X is your living expenses every year, what would be your portfolio?
That I would say is in the 10 CR, between 10 and 12 CR.
But personal portfolio is 10 to 12 CR.
Correct.
And how have you invested this 10 to 12 CR?
So almost, I don't know the exact specifics. I have to sit down with the guy, but I think
Sure.
it's almost 40 to 50% is in equities.
40 to 50% equity. And the rest?
And the rest of it, I've got real estate.
Okay.
I've got something in Dubai,
Okay.
and I've got something here. And
That
I'm
you've given it for rent.
Yes.
And what is the rental income like from these properties?
The rental income, I would say, is close to around 1.5 L per month.
Okay. From both India and Dubai.
No, only from Dubai.
From Dubai. And India?
And India, I would say it's around 60.
60,000. So these are both residential properties.
Both residential property.
And this sort of is more than enough as a passive income for you to live your life.
Correct.
And what else? 50-60% equity, little bit in, maybe 2-3 CR in real estate. What else?
No, there's more than 2-3 CR in
Okay.
real estate. I don't have the exact
That's
bifurcation.
a good problem to have, not knowing where your crores are kept and where it's invested. I like it. You have achieved a state in life where money doesn't control you anymore. You have allocated in the right places. Now I want the audience to understand how you exactly got here. So I want to go back in time and explore your career journey.
So we're talking about the late 80s. So 80, 89, 90.
Okay. Around 30 years back.
Yeah, around 30 years back. But I was very much into music at that time.
Okay.
So I formed a rock band with a couple of friends of mine, and
Really?
yeah, and we were like quite the rage at that time.
You were a singer or a musician?
Singer, the lead vocalist, and I used to play guitar. In those days, I probably made around $8,000 to $10,000
A month?
per show.
Per show?
Per show. But the money would just disappear so fast because of the lifestyle.
What was your lifestyle back then? So 24, 25-year-old man in Mumbai.
You would, lot of partying. And that partying and then impressing your other, mates, and then you have all the beautiful girls around, and so you're throwing money left, right, and center. I was going nowhere as a musician, so I said, okay, time to get a little bit serious on life. And then my first job was actually at a flight kitchen.
At a what?
Flight kitchen.
Flight kitchen.
Yeah, where they prepare meals for
Flights.
This
was again in the late 80s.
Late 80s.
Okay.
I was like a flight supervisor in the sense that I would make sure that everything that was supposed to go on a flight was there.
So how much was the pay that time?
800 rupees
A month.
a month.
But I'm just curious. As a musician, you're making 10,000 rupees per show, and here 800 rupees per month.
Yeah, but the shows, I would do 8 shows a year.
So what happened after that? You were working as in operations, kind of a manager in a
I
flight
was
kitchen.
No, 800 rupees a month plus doing only nights, 6 days a week.
Okay.
Not having a friend circle anymore. I said this is not worth it. So when I actually quit the flight kitchen, I had already made friends with the pastry chef and all in the flight kitchen,
Okay.
who was making in-flight chocolates for Lufthansa and the business class, whatever it is.
Okay.
So then, being of an entrepreneurial mindset, however primitive I was, I said, hey buddy, let's make some chocolates outside. I'll sell them outside. You show me how to do it, and I'll just go and I'll hit the road. I'll hit
You
the
will take care
pavement.
of the sales?
I'll take
You
care of
make
the sales.
chocolate.
You make it, and I took him on as a consultant, and I paid him like 10 grand or something like that.
A month.
No, it was a one-time fee. I couldn't afford a month.
Huh.
I took on 2 people, 2 girls, to make the chocolates. I converted my balcony into put an air conditioning unit and started a small chocolate factory. And I used to take the samples and hit the road.
Okay.
Hey, try the chocolate. Hey, you know.
So you just walk into...
I just walk into hotels and retail stores and say, hey, why do you, Arey, this is very good and all. Where did you get this from? And no, I make it and all that.
So how much were you making in revenues back then in the chocolate business per month?
I was making, my turnover was around anywhere from 50 to 70,000 a month.
That's really good. This is in the 90s, early 90s.
Early 90s.
And what are the margins in this business, the chocolate business?
Around more close to like 18, 19, 20%.
So 50,000 per month means you took home 10,000 rupees as profits per month.
Easily.
So you already got a year's worth of your income through this business.
Correct.
Wow, okay. Then what happened? This sounds like a good trajectory. What happens next?
Yeah. So then what happened was governments changed in Maharashtra and my raw material was coming from outside Maharashtra.
Where was it coming from?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Now, 30 years later, no idea. But it was coming from outside Maharashtra and they slapped an octroi on it, which was some princely sum on the total or whatever it is. And that reduced my margin from this 18-19% down to around 15-16%.
Okay.
And in those days, you could park your money in the bank and get 15%.
In an FD?
In an FD.
Got it.
So it made no sense for me to just do all this just to make 15%.
Might as well just park that money in an FD.
Yeah.
Instead of putting it in the business.
Correct. It makes no sense. So then reluctantly and all that, crossed my heart and all that. Had to close the business down, let those two people go.
Okay. How old were you at this point of time?
Maybe around 26. So
26.
I closed it within a year.
Okay.
Closed it within a year.
And how much had you saved by then? Had you made a savings by then?
I would say I had totally saved maybe around 50, 60 grand.
So what's next? Chocolate business you shut down within 1 year?
Yeah. So then after I shut it down, then my dad went through a brief illness and passed away.
Okay.
And at that same time, I was also looking for opportunities to get out of India. Simultaneously, this flight attendant friend of mine. So
the friends you made when you're in your first job.
Yeah. He spoke to the guy at the college, hospitality college in Switzerland. Say, hey, you got this guy. He's a great guy. Can you give him a discount and this, that and the other. The fees in those years was 6 lakhs.
So it's the early 90s.
Early 90s.
6 lakhs to go study in Switzerland. So basically you already studied hospitality. Now this was like a master's in hospitality in
It wasn't a master's. It's just a higher diploma.
Did you have 6 lakhs?
No.
So what did you do?
They were able to give me a 50% discount. He said, okay, it's 6 lakhs, but if he's good, right, we'll give him 3 lakhs off.
So like a scholarship?
Like a scholarship, like 3 lakhs off.
The balance 3 lakhs
3 lakhs, 3 lakhs. So here I am now. And my mom with seeing me every day, going out for seminars and doing this and doing that. And I come home and my mom's been my biggest champion.
Yeah.
She sees me wanting to go and then I come back and I tell her, oh mom, listen, the Swiss college is giving me 3 lakhs off or whatever it is now. I just need to make 3 lakhs. And so what she does is she puts a big stone on her heart. She says, okay, dad's got some money that's coming because he passed away. Understand she's a brand new widow. Right? And her son wants to leave the house, the nest and go and become something or whatever. So she says, okay, here's the money. She gave me around 2 lakhs.
Okay.
And then the friend from the US did another 1 lakh or something like that. That's how I got out of the country.
So then you go to Switzerland.
I go to Switzerland.
So, okay. So now tell me, you went to Switzerland. How long was the program?
So you basically study for 6 months and then you do a 6-month internship. So I did the internship and while I was doing my internship, I was applying all over Europe. So I would stay late after my shift. And then I would go to the hotel office and then I would print my resume on the hotels, at hotel expense. Put it in envelopes, put stamps, stick it, write address, send them out. So then I got a letter from one of the 5-star hotels in the US because I was applying all over anybody and everybody.
How much would they pay you for that?
They would pay me around 30,000 US
dollars
that time.
A year?
A year.
So it would be around 15-20 lakhs back then.
back then.
But
So
at least you would be able to recover the 3 lakhs that you spent.
easily.
Yeah, right.
So I was down to like, I think 4,000 francs, 4,000 francs. Then it cost me almost 3,000 for my ticket from Switzerland to
US. 3,000 francs.
3,000 francs. I reached there and I went to the hotel. I said, "Tada, here I am. I finally got my visa. I made it here. So when do I start?" They say, "Oh no, by the way, we have postponed the program for 6 months."
Okay, this is the management trainee program.
Management trainee program was postponed 6 months. Now I'm down to my last $1,000. I've got no money. And what am I supposed to do now?
Yeah.
So my daily, I'm looking at around $35 to survive for a day.
Okay. And you had $1,000 left.
So that's a
like
month.
1 month. 1 month of
That's a month.
Yeah.
And I'm out of luck.
Ah.
I don't know what to do.
And you have to wait for another 6 months.
And then I have to wait for another 6 months. So then across, there is a gas station,
Okay.
right?
Ah.
Run by an Indian guy. So I go and chat that guy up and say, "Hey, this is my situation, blah, blah, blah. Can I get a job of some kind?" And he said, "Yeah, you can pump gas."
Okay.
So then I start pumping gas because I have to make money. Somehow I have to survive. I have to exist. During that process, I would meet a whole bunch of people, right?
Yeah.
People want to sit back in their cars and say, "Okay, yeah, give me 10 on Supreme and whatever it is." So then I'd make friends because they see you there every day and they are regular customers. So every 2, 3, 4 days you see them back. So then I struck up a friendship with a guy. He was a white guy. So he was a businessman,
Got it.
right? And he wanted cheap help.
Okay.
And I seemed to be the ticket. And he says, "Okay, I can pay you only 30,000 a month, a year.
$30,000 a year.
A year.
That's good only. That is what you came for.
That is what I would be if I was a management trainee.
Correct.
Right? But now here's this guy. So then I said, no, you need to get my green card also. So he said, yeah, we'll do that. Not an issue. So he dumps an entire nightclub and a restaurant on me
Okay.
to run. And he takes off looking to open another venture.
Okay.
He comes every day.
So at the age of 30, you're running a restaurant and a nightclub.
And a nightclub. And a massive nightclub.
Okay.
In close to Washington, D.C.
And you were making $30,000 a year.
Making $30,000 plus tips. I go through that for 3 years.
Okay.
And then I get the green card.
Okay.
And during that process, I met my ex-wife. Then we got married and not with the blessings of my mom, which was kind of terrible.
So you got married now, financial responsibilities are more. So
Financial responsibilities are more.
So what's next? What did you do next?
So then I moved to Texas
Okay.
because that's where she's from. And then I hunt for a job and I finally get a job.
Okay.
And I worked for one of the top golf resorts.
And what was the pay like at this point of time?
Pay at that point was not great, but it was anywhere from 46, but with all the perks and everything that you would get, it would go up to almost 70.
$70,000 a year.
$70,000.
Okay. Go on. What else after that?
So that was kind of enough for me to run my family or my, just 2 people, right? Then something interesting happened at the golf resort.
Okay.
I used to do my rounds, it's making sure everything is okay. So I would step in every ballroom or whatever it is and all that. And I chanced upon a meeting where these guys, techies in that time, were having their company retreat. Turned out to be Michael Dell with his close team.
So he's like the founder of Dell.
The Dell, yeah.
Okay.
With his close team doing a company retreat. But everybody's in shorts and flip-flops. And they're sitting, and I'm standing right at the back of the room and just listening, pretending to see that everything is okay, listening. So they're talking about everybody's got stock options. They work 9 to 5. They work Monday to Friday. And somebody's bought the latest Honda S car and something. And I said, then I'm saying to myself, standing there, if you can do it, I can do it.
Again, the aspirations increase.
Yeah. So then I search around and I find a place which does night school, teaches IT, Microsoft certified training centers. So then I finish my 10-12 hours here.
What do you finish?
10, 12 hours of work
Huh.
on the job. Then I go
To a
the
night
night
school.
school
And learn what?
and whatever, become Microsoft certified A plus, B plus, whatever those certifications.
But as a
are there.
person who studied hotel management, were you able to keep up?
Yes.
How?
You got your syllabus now, you just study now.
Okay.
Then like an idiot, I chuck my job
Okay.
because I
The
say,
golf course.
the golf course job. I said, well, now I'm a brandly new minted IT guy.
Huh.
I'm going to get a job just like that. But absolutely disastrous move because for 6 months I couldn't get a job. Everybody look at my resume and say, hospitality, Swiss school, this, that. What are you doing in IT?
Damn.
Whatever I had saved, gone.
Okay.
I say, Monday morning, I'm going back looking for a job in the hospitality. Friday evening, 4 o'clock, I get a call. So they say, hey, can you start on Monday?
Okay.
I said, sure. So then I went in as a temp. And when I went to the property had no sign on it or whatever it did. But it turned out to be a satellite office for Motorola.
Okay.
Okay, so if I walked into a department, I was an employee of Motorola and I was in a department. In those days, because IT was flying high, and it was the boom time, I could go to my boss and say, I'm really not happy with this laptop. I need the latest MacBook Pro with, bells and whistles and all that. And then guy said, oh, sure, why don't we do that? So he just put a requisition and 5 days later, this guy would get a brand new MacBook. Now he's already got one MacBook Pro in his drawer. He's got one here. He's got a desktop. And then he has got one at home. But nobody was tracking the assets.
Of the companies.
Of the company.
Oh, okay.
The IT assets of the company. So this was an initiative to now start tracking the IT assets of the company because people are just ordering left, right and center. Nobody knows where, all those kind of things. So I got started off that way.
From a temp, you became a
From
full-time.
a temp, I became a full-time. And then within 3 years, I was the guy who was spearheading the IT asset management for the entire Western United States and South America. So you had both these report to me within 3 years.
Okay. So you're in your mid-30s by now.
I am around 34, 33,
Okay.
34 right now.
And how many years were you in Motorola?
5-6 years.
And by the end of your career in Motorola, how much were you making?
I was making around 75. Then basically Motorola went down because Nokia came up,
Okay.
right? And there was a massive shift. And it was basically...
Did you lose your job that time?
Yes. During that time, then I went through a divorce.
Okay.
So it was like I say, it was a difficult time.
Okay.
I came back to India thinking I'll just refresh myself. I go to Goa because that's where I'm from.
Okay.
We have an ancestral home there.
Huh.
And then I live like a bum on the beach.
Huh.
I live the beach life for
You were like 35.
37.
And what about your financial situation at that point of time? Did you have some savings?
Yes, it was okay. I had probably maybe around 60, 70 grand saved up.
$60,000-$70,000.
In the meantime, I took a whole bunch of courses and became a forex trader.
You took a course and became a forex trader.
Forex trader. So I moved to Dubai. So then I got like around 4 or 5 customers. I started trading their money.
So how much money were you making?
I didn't make much money.
Okay.
And whatever I made, I then kind of gave back to the markets in trading itself, in losses. And so then I told my client, see, boss, it's not happening.
Okay.
Right?
Huh.
So then I stopped trading. I said, I can't do this to myself. And then I bump into another guy in Dubai who was an acquaintance of mine back in Motorola.
Okay.
Who was working for a company called Crore, CREE, pioneer in LED lighting. I said, boss, I don't know anything about LED lighting. Zero. I know nothing about LED lighting. So he's saying, no, don't worry, we'll back you up. You just be our appointment, you set up channel partners, you blah, 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 blah. That was my first full jump into being an entrepreneur. I get a local partner in Dubai, get a trade license, and I open up a company. And now I'm representing Crore from the US in the Middle East. I don't own anything.
Correct.
I'm representing this brand. So now I have to go to these guys and I have to pitch.
Saying that by use
LED
these...
lighting company, this is the best in the world. These are the innovators, blah, blah, blah.
Were you getting like a commission for everything that you were selling?
Absolutely.
So then it's sort of like being an entrepreneur.
Being an entrepreneur. During that process, then I buy a place in Dubai. It was a loan.
This is the house you give for rent today?
That is the house that's on rent.
Okay. So how much had you saved with that light business?
I would say at least around 4 CR.
4 CR you made in that.
4 CR, because while I was making, I was investing it.
Where were you investing it?
They have their own stock exchange.
Okay, you were investing in the Dubai stock market.
Dubai stock market, and there was a guy who was doing it for me.
Saved money, simultaneously invested in the stock market of Dubai. So that 4 crores is today close
Yeah,
to
with the
10.
with the real estate and
Huh.
all that, everything works out to around 12.
Very nice. So that's where we are today.
That is where we are today.
And then, okay, so then currently you're in the solar business. So how did that happen now?
So then I go out there, I say, well, what is the industry that is up and coming? And I figure it was renewable energy and solar. So then I go and I get certified in solar.
Huh.
I go
Again, you studied.
again, I studied, and then I start out. I just put myself out there.
When did you start?
2019.
Okay. And what about your spirit of entrepreneurship? How is it still alive at the age of 60? Because it is tough to be an entrepreneur.
It is extremely tough, especially for a guy like me who comes back to India after 30 years, has to figure it out as to how does business operate in India? How do you
Right.
operate in business?
Very different, yeah.
And I come back and I've got a funny accent and I've got, people look at you like crazy. You have to get up to speed with your Hindi and your Marathi and,
Yeah.
So all those things, those are like the initial challenges.
But now you want to be in India only.
Now I absolutely want to be in
Why
India.
is that?
Because I see India rising very fast. I think we are finally taking our place on the global stage.
So you realize that, and then let me be a piece of this future of India in the solar renewable space.
Correct. Basically, we do full service solar installations for institutions, commercial buildings, residential properties.
So what is the average ticket size in this space, solar project consulting and execution?
This is a high ticket space when you're doing it for, say, institutions, stuff like that. So your average ticket size is anywhere from 30 lakhs to like 4 CR.
Okay. And what is the margins in this business?
Around 10 to 15%.
So how big is your team now?
My team is very small.
How many?
So I've got basically 3 people, and then I outsource the
Execution stuff.
stuff.
Makes sense. So what is like your annual turnover in this business?
Right now, this year, it will be in the 20 to 25 CR.
2025. And you will net like 2 CR, 2 to 3 CR.
Around.
So that's the amount of money your business is generating right now.
Right now.
And wow.
The goal is that next year I will do 100.
100 CR next year.
100 CR next year.
Okay.
Because it's just a matter of scaling,
Correct.
right? Projects are around there. It's a high ticket item,
Okay.
but there is value. There's massive value,
Right.
right? The customer is saving massively. And
In terms of electricity cost, they're saving.
electricity cost, right?
So 100 crores next year, and then what is
100
the
CR
vision?
next year, and I've got an outrageous target of 1,000 crores in 3.5 years.
1,000 crores in 3.5 years.
3.5 years. Just because the market size is so massive.
Okay.
Market size is so massive. By 2028, the size of the market is roughly around 2.5 lakh crores.
Indian market.
Indian market.
Interesting. So now that you've reached this point where you're making a few crores a year, like has your lifestyle changed? Like how do you spend your money these days?
My life, I don't spend money.
Okay.
I am not I like good brands, but I'm very low key.
Do you have which car do you drive?
I don't have a car right now. I don't have a car. I use Ola, Uber.
What about your house? Have you bought a house here? Another house?
I have a place in Vidya Vihar,
Okay.
and
Is it a
that's
big
about
house?
it. And it's 500 square feet.
Okay, not that big.
Not that big.
You've almost seen everything that life has to offer, right?
Yes, yes.
No regrets anymore.
No regrets.
I think my key learnings from interacting with you is that do not be bound by what you study and then only do that kind of a job. Because the key learning from you is that you never stopped learning. You took course after course after course. Started with hospitality, went into IT, forex trading, then you got into selling lights, and now you're going into solar projects. So that just tells me that there's nothing you can't do in life.
Right. No, I mean, see, we in India are raised to believe that you are born an engineer, you will die an engineer.
Yeah.
Your father's a doctor, you have to become a doctor. The way I see it, if I could go through so many different journeys in so many different spaces,
Yeah.
it's absolutely possible to do it. Even if there's somebody out there who's probably 50 right now, and at the crossroads of his life and trying to figure out, I'm retiring in 5-6 years.
Yeah.
What do I do? I think,
Thank you so much for being a part of the show.
thank you, Sharan.
And I'll see you in the next one.